Hello students, I welcome you all to my YouTube channel Study Restfully. Here I present to you the questions and answers from the poem The Lake Isle of Innisfree written by William Butler Yeats. A. Answer in one or two words. Number 1. Where does the poet want to go? Answer. The poet wants to go to Lake Isle of Innisfree, near which he spent his summers as a child. He would love to enjoy its natural beauty. Number 2. What will he build there? Answer. He would build a small cabin in Innisfree. He would like to plant 9 rows of beans and also keep a beehives. 3. With what will he build it? Answer. The poet expresses his desire to build a cabin with the help of clay and wattles. Number 4. What will the poet plant there? Answer. The poet wanted to grow 9 rows of beans on the Lake Isle of Innisfree. Number 5. How, according to the poet, will peace arrive in Innisfree? Answer. The poet would find peace by living in solitude in a cabin made of mud and woods near the Lake of Innisfree. B. Answer in a few words. Number 1. Where is Innisfree located? Answer. Innisfree is located near the coast of Ireland. It's a very small uninhabited island on the Lake Lough Gill in County Sligo. Number 2. What is the significance of the bellowed glade? Answer. The phrase bellowed glade refers to the sound of bees buzzing around a hive. The poet desires to live in a peaceful natural setting away from the city. He wants to be surrounded by nature. Number 3. What does the speaker mean by peace comes drooping slow? Answer. The phrase signifies that peace engulfs a field at dawn and the speaker will slowly move past the quiet solitude of the lake. Peace with nature can be achieved gradually. Number 4. How does the poem create a sense of nostalgia using imagery? Answer. To evoke nostalgia, a poem often uses vivid imagery. It evokes sensory memories and feelings associated with good experiences, place or people from the past. Next, C. Answer these questions briefly. Number 1. What does the poet mean by arise and go? Answer. In the poem The Lake Isle of Innisfree, through the phrase arise and go, the poet expresses his desire to live his current life and to live peacefully in Innisfree. The poet wanted to get away from the hustle and bustle of modern society. The poet wishes to enjoy the natural beauty of Innisfree and live in peace and quiet. According to the poet, communion with nature is the only way to achieve spirituality. Further, the poet says that when he listens to the song of cricket, looks at the stars, or sees the shine of the sun in the afternoon, he finds peace in the midst of nature. Number 2. Where does the poet stand when he hears the deep heart score? Answer. In the poem The Lake Isle of Innisfree, the poet stands either on the road or on the footpath. He feels the sound of the lake in his heart. Even though he is far away from Innisfree, he still feels the soothing sound of the lake in his heart. The poet hears the voice of nature in his heart, making him yearn for the simplicity and the peace of the natural world. The poet spends his time with the nature inside him and it helps him to be at peace. Number 3. Which times of the day are referred to and why? Answer. W.B. Yeats' poem The Lake Isle of Innisfree specifically mentions 2 times of the day, morning and evening respectively. These references serve to create a sense of rhythm, harmony and connections with nature. In the Lake Isle of Innisfree, W.B. Yeats describes different times of day to emphasize the peaceful and timeless nature of the island. For example, in the poem, the poet describes the evening by talking about the dark sky and the birds returning home. In the Lake Isle of Innisfree, the poet describes the evening with a violet glow. He also describes midnight with a glimmer. Number 4. Name the different creatures mentioned in the poem. Answer. Crickets, linnets and bees are mentioned in William Butler Yeats' poem The Lake Isle of Innisfree. Here the poet has tried to connect himself with nature as much as possible with the help of all these creatures. In the poem, the speaker expresses his desire to leave the city and live on a small island called Innisfree. The speaker imagines living in a simple life there, surrounded by the sounds and sights of nature. He imagines hearing crickets chirping in the morning mist over Innisfree. He also imagines hearing the sound of bees buzzing in the glades of Innisfree. He plans to keep beehives on the island. Apart from this, the speaker imagines hearing the sound of the wings of linnet birds in the evening on Innisfree. This poem is an example of Yeats' earlier lyric poems. Through different elements of nature, the poet expresses his romantic desire for solitude and connection with nature. The answer in detail. Number 1. What is the significance of the Lake Isle of Innisfree to the speaker? Answer. The Lake Isle of Innisfree is a poem that tells us where deep peace and tranquility can be found. It is completely different from modern life. It is about a poem's longing for a simple natural existence where he could find a solace and reconnect with nature. The speaker imagines leaving the hustle and bustle of city life behind and living on this secluded island, reflecting a desire for a quieter, more meaningful lifestyle. In this poem, we can see the poet's love and harmony towards nature. Descriptions of the island emphasize the desire to engage in simple, self-sufficient activities. Innisfree often represents a nostalgic memory of a simpler time potentially linked to the poet's childhood. Finally, the island itself symbolizes the idea of peace and solitude, a place where the speaker can be alone with his thoughts and find inner peace. Number 2. What poetic devices does Yeats use in the poem? How do they contribute to the poem's meaning and effect? Answer. In the poem The Lake Isle of Innisfree, Yeats prominently uses repetition, imagery, and a simple rhythmic structure to convey the feeling of a rural retreat and emphasizes the speaker's desire to escape the chaos of everyday life and find solace in the natural beauty of Innisfree. Some poetic devices used in this poem and its impact. The repetition of the phrase at the beginning of the first and third stanzas establishes the speaker's strong desire to reach Innisfree. Example, I will arise and go now. Alliteration used in the poem creates a musical quality and adds to the sensory experience of the natural setting. Example, lake water lapping. The imagery reflects the tranquil atmosphere of the island, making the reader feel at peace. Example, Veils of the Morning. By giving human qualities to the abstract concepts of peace, the poet further emphasizes its desirable nature. By using these devices, Yeats effectively conveys the speaker's deep longing for a simple, harmonious life on Innisfree, making the poem feel personal and universally relevant. 3. And the last number. What is the role of nostalgia in the poem? How is it expressed? Answer. Nostalgia in the poem shows the feeling of comfort, longing, and memory. It is also used to express sadness, love, and happiness. Nostalgia always creates a feeling of longing and memory for the past. It creates a bittersweet feeling by remembering positive memories of the past. Nostalgia is usually expressed through vivid imagination, sensory description, and reference to specific places or events from the speaker's childhood or earlier life. Nostalgia is expressed in various ways in poetry. One can use detailed description of sights, sounds, smells, and textures that trigger memories associated with the past. Nostalgia is also expressed by connecting with the reader by telling specific stories or experiences from the speaker's past. We can express nostalgia by using objects or symbols that represent a particular time or place in the speaker's life. We can use such language which helps to create a feeling of longing for the lost thing. Finally, repeating words or phrases from the past creates a sense of familiarity. That's all for today. Please subscribe to my channel to get further videos. Thanking you all. Have a nice day.